Hello, it's Mike from Squiggle Studio here, doing my first video from home. The first video I'm going to do today, I'm going to record a few while I've got some time, is painting handles. Some of you know them, some of you love them, some of you have never used them. But I have three different variations that I'm just going to talk about the pros and cons of using them, what I like about them, what I don't like about them, and how they are useful. So essentially, if you don't use a painting handle and you just hold the model at its base, you're going to be holding it like this, in that sort of claw position, if you imagine. Or as you're painting, you're holding it like that. Now, this is really bad for the hand. It's why a lot of painters get repetitive strain injury or carpal tunnel syndrome, because the hand is not meant to stay like that, for a long period of time. And if you have natural hand shakes, what will happen is the model will shake, and you won't feel as confident painting. I know a few guys that have have tremors, and find it very difficult to paint because if their model is shaking, it's very hard to concentrate. So what a painting handle allows you to do is just have a more central point and a more natural grip of what you're trying to do. So you can form the fist, and that's a much more natural position for the hand. It puts less strain on all the joints, and all of them seem to follow that sort of pattern, as you see the three I've got. So I'm just going to go through each one and just say what I like about it. So this is the Games Workshop one. Retails for about £5 each at the moment, and it's nice and chunky. It fits the hand nicely, nice and comfortable, and this is how it can fit up to a 40mm base on these ones. So you take anything from 25, and then when you get into the 40mm, you pull this out. I actually don't like this. I think this is really actually quite difficult. It's all right if you're doing smaller bases. It doesn't worry too much, but when you start to do the bigger bases, it gets quite tough to split apart. You really have to pull it apart to do it, and for some reason that just bugs me, but I do use it often. It is quite handy, and I do like how big it is. Careful, I don't want to get off topic. It's probably one of the most comfortable ones. But yeah, £5. These are Games Workshop ones. I have about 5 or 6 of them because you can buy them in bulk, and they're relatively decent priced. The next one I have is, I'm missing a top of this, but this is the Hobby Holder one. So similar to its design, slightly taller with the attachment, but it's still a nice comfy grip, nice big and wide, so the hand films around it nicely, and it's much more natural, much more comfortable. And if you do have the tremors, it allows you to just sort of tense the hand a bit more around this rather than the miniature, to just help keep that hand stable. And the same goes with the Games Workshop one. It just allows you to squeeze a bit tighter. For this one, this is, if I can get it out, this one's probably stuck with paint now, so I probably won't get it out. But it has a screw on top, like a bottle top almost, that you screw on top. And what Hobby Holder do is you can buy packs of 15 of them that fit onto this, so you can literally have 15 models lined up all on a bottle top, spin it off, spin a new one back on. It's not rigid, it's a nice smooth grip compared to the Games Workshop one, which has these ridges. I don't mind them so much, but it's just a different design. Off the top of my head, I can't remember how much this retails from. Hobby Holder / Game Envy are an American company. Kit over there, really nice guy, sent me over some testers as well, and I'm hoping to get a discount code soon. So I'll speak to Kit and hopefully we can sort something out. But I really like Hobby Holder. I really like the feel of it. It's not too heavy, not too light. Nice central point, which drops really nicely, so it doesn't wobble or anything like that. The bottle tops, you might think, well, I could just screw that onto anything. Yes, bottle tops or screw tops was a strange thing to think of, but it actually works really well. The other option that you can do is if you can buy cork that's shaped with a small bottom bit like that fits into this bit here. Make sure that's on camera. That fits into here, so you can slide it out and slide it back in again. It's not screw, it's just a push in. But yeah, I'll check the price. I think it was $13. I could be wrong, but that was with the bottle tops and a cork holder and the finger stopper to basically rest your finger up here to stop you from touching the model. I don't use them. my hand just tends to usually stay here. I try to balance my arms as best I can. But yeah, that's probably... Games Workshop's probably my least favourite, even though it's probably the most I have, because it was really the first one I'd ever used, so I bought a few. But this is an interesting one. So this is Redgrass's holder. As you can see, it's very, very slimline compared to hobby holders and to Games Workshop. It's massively thinner than Games Workshop's, but a little bit longer. But what's interesting about theirs is it still fits nicely, you still get a nice grip on it. But what it has is a very slow, almost turntable at the top that you can move the model to ever so slightly change a little bit. So if you want to spin to the left, you know, it's nice and slow. It's not like you'll spin it and it becomes all loose and you'll flip the mid-range around. It's quite controlled, and I quite like that. It's quite an interesting addition. But the topper is not removable. It doesn't come off. It's screwed in there, so because it has to keep that steady turn. So what they give you is some sticky stuff, like Blue Tack almost, but super sticky. So essentially you can press it down onto here, grab your miniature, push it on, and there you go, and you're good to go. And you can spin it, and you can work on it, and you can get to the little bits you need without having to move your hand around so much. It actually allows you to keep your hand very, very still and move the miniature instead, which is it's actually quite clever. And I actually quite like that. I don't like how thin it is. I prefer the size of the hobby holder one. I feel that grips better. But you can't argue with the top bit. I think it's actually a really clever idea. I got this from Element Games for $7.99, so it's slightly more expensive, but you do get a big wad of the putty that you can use to stick the miniatures to, and you get the handle. But yeah, for $7.99 for just this little edition, it's quite nice. But yeah, so there's the three painting handles I use. I'd probably say that Games Workshop is my most commonly used because I have more of them. I've only got one of these. I only bought one because I wanted to test it out. But for me, it's between Hobby Holder and the Redgrass. I like them both. I like being able to quickly change off and change on. I like being able to turn it. They both have really nice features that I really like. So yeah, that's my view on... I'm sure there's many others. There's many other painting handles out there. If you look at one called Rathcore, that's very expensive though. It's about £40 for one, if I remember correctly, but they are beautiful wooden handles, lovely insets with cork that you can pin things to with a really lovely finger guard, but I can't really justify spending £60 on a paint handle. If you don't use one, maybe try one out. Maybe try out the Games Workshop one. If you mostly play Games Workshop stuff, you'll probably find that it's really useful. If you struggle with carpal tunnel syndrome or repetitive strain injury, any of these would really help you out, and especially with slight tremors. I can't say that it will help for severe tremors, but slight tremors, it will definitely just help you to grip better and keep a solid grip on it, and less likely to have the fingers shake as you're gripping such a small thing. So yeah, that was just a quick video just about these. So thanks for joining me, and I'll see you soon. Bye.